But Santa baby, slip a rodent under the tree for me. But you've been an awful good cat this year, so hurry to vlog with me tonight. But Santa baby, a Chanel 2.55 handbag too, and shoes. But you've been an awful good cat this year, so hurry to vlog with me tonight.
So it's just about to be dusk, but we're catching the last of daylight to bring baby and lady to get some fresh air at the park. I'm gonna go down to see the lake, and I just realized lady and I are matching. Scarf and leash. This was her Christmas present from my husband last year. And he did really, really well because it looks so cute. She always gets so many compliments on it around the holidays. It's pretty frosty out today, but it's nice to see some daylight. You know how it goes in the winter. It goes by so fast, and then it's dark as soon as you can even think about doing anything. Lady Poodle. Oh no, we've fallen behind mommy. Better catch up. Better catch up. My mom wanted to take a quick shot of all of us in this photo, the little ones. And then I just want to wax lyrical about how comfy this dress is again. It's the perfect amount of warm. My candy apple scarf keeping me warm as well. Just a little bit of red with some leopard, always a good idea, and a comfy idea for me with this particular outfit. We've reached the lake point, so I think we're gonna head back soon. This is actually a lake that they stock with trout during the summer, so it's fun to see it with like no one around right now, because I remember coming and taking some baby bump pics when I had a tiny bump, and it was so full of people. Both sides of the dock was person after person trying to catch some of these stocked trout, which I guess are probably all gone now. Lady, do you like our walk? Yeah? Alright.
Oh, she's sitting down already.
Yeah. And the tangle of leash.
Oh, yes.
I made another little dog for you.
Yeah, that was nice.
And it was a friendly.
Yes, very friendly. Okay.
Hello everyone, I'm having a no makeup Friday because I didn't have any meetings that required a camera to be on or anything in person, so I just worked away all day and never actually put my face on, but I really wanted to share this recipe idea with you. So this is not like a full recipe. I'm going to link the recipe video in the info bar down below. It's from Carla Lally, formerly of Bon Appetit, I think, and I caught this video of hers and decided to try it because it just, in the video, it really looks like so good, and I loved it the first time, but I have one adjustment that I wanted to share with you as well. So let me tell you a little bit about it, and then I'll show you that step that I suggest doing. So this is a chicken recipe that is a one-pot chicken recipe, and who doesn't love that if you like chicken? So right now I'm at the stage where the chicken is steaming with the rice and cilantro in this yummy gingery broth, and the rice is going to soak up all of that broth, and it's going to cook away for about 30 minutes. So this is on a timer right now. So these are full chicken legs instead of drumsticks or anything like that, and I think that's important so that everything cooks evenly. As per her instructions, I have my chicken fat reserved to crisp up the rice at the end, because you get that yummy, crispy kind of like the bottom of paella. If you've ever had that before, that's just like so good. So you do that as the very last step. And then the other thing I have going in my kitchen mess right now is this delicious green sauce. Another little tip, so you can see mine is not quite as homogeneous as hers is because it has little bits of cilantro, but you really can't tell the difference texturally. It's just as like creamy and has that nice floof thanks to the 2 avocados that are in it, and it saves you dirtying the blender. If you want it to be as smooth and fluffy as hers is, then you'd use a full-size blender, but I just love my little KitchenAid. I find that it works really, really well, and it's just so easy for cleaning. I'll show you when we get there, but the last step that I'm describing that I add on to to the recipe technique is to remove the chicken legs once they are fully cooked, and while you are crisping up your rice with the chicken fat, you broil the chicken legs for just a few minutes to re-crisp the skin. And if you like fried chicken and crispy textures, I think you probably would if you're making this recipe, then I think it makes it even better because you don't lose that crispiness that you originally achieved when you first crisped up the chicken at the beginning, which I did with some avocado oil. So that is my little tip. I love a good one-pot meal, and I thought I would share that little technique with you. That's worked really, really well for me. And then something new I'm trying today, so I don't know if it's gonna turn out well or not, I will let you know, is I doubled the amount of rice. So she makes 1.5 cups of dry rice. I'm making 3 because the rice was just all gone last time because it was so good. So I wanted to have a little bit more of it, maybe even some leftovers. So we'll see how that turns out. I think it should turn out just fine. Excited for dinner, Friday, the weekend. Lots of fun things on the horizon, but also some rest. So that's the plan for this weekend. All right, here's the result. I think it looks so good. You can just see the little crispies. I'm still learning how to get, you know, as many of those as possible, but this is a pretty good result because of course you always want to draw the line somewhere where it's not going to be burnt. Sammy approves as well. And it's got the nice crispy yummy skin on it. I'm so excited to eat this. Little outfit of the day. Do you want to see how my mom and I are like-minded? Because we did not coordinate. Obviously this is a different dress.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah, right? Sunday brunch. We have to take a photo together. It's like perfect. We're just the right amount of matching, I think. So you know you're really pregnant when your maternity wear starts to be tight, but I still love how this dress looks. It's from Tiffany Rose. It's got a very romantic print, and it just looks like a painting. You know, it looks really nice in terms of how it's printed. I have some little wedges going on. And then I have some white gold jewelry because I got these really green Tahitian pearls in that I think look really good set on white gold. So I'm wearing the Victory pendant here, and it's a really pretty kind of pistachio green, if I can show you what that looks like properly. It's not the best lighting in here, but you'll see a bit more of it later, I think. And then I think a nice trick to make any outfit look a little bit more kind of festive and wintry is to top it with a shawl. So this otherwise, I guess, was a summer collection dress, actually, given the florals and the short sleeve. But as soon as you add like a nice festive color and something in a warmer, kind of more luxurious, cozy texture, it works for winter or fall, which is one of my favorite tricks, so that you can wear your floral prints year-round. So we're at Anthony's, and it's super festive here. Lots of red bows everywhere, pretty lights, and one of the best views, I think, in Seattle. It's definitely on the list of places with really beautiful ocean or Lake Washington views, this being Lake Washington. And they have coffee cake with brunch, which I haven't tried yet, but it looks yummy. And then I think this might be the prettiest lemonade I've ever gotten. So yeah, little cheers with my mom. You get the fun drink, but I get the pretty one. We're all craving fries. We have fries all around the table. I got fish and chips. My mom got Eggs Benedict. Yeah, you did, of course. Classic. So we came out to try and take some photos. It's so blustery. It's hard to believe that just over there I've gone swimming before. And this summer we took one of our first mom, grandma, and daughter photos as well, which was cute. I'm wearing like a summer dress. I think it's pretty close to 4th of July. And I have a much smaller bumps after or summer and winter.
Not quite after, yeah.
Yeah. Late night Christmas elfing, shipping out orders tomorrow. I should be all caught up for the holidays, which is perfect timing for baby and USPS. And I thought I'd show you this custom order that I'm about to pack up. I thought it was really pretty. It turned out so I love the movement on it. I love all earrings that when you move and the earrings just kind of move with you and sway with your movements. I think those are really pretty. They're also nice and light for such a dramatic chandelier style earrings, and they are set in 14 karat solid gold per the customer's requests. So I thought that I would show that off before I send it off. I always like to take a quick shot of custom orders because it always brings me so much joy to bring your vision to life. And so that's what this is, and they look super festive on my little festive staircase going on here. Release the poodle!
Yeah.
We have a wild snow poodle. We had another big snowfall by Washington standards. And we actually discovered today that Lady likes the snow, which is crazy because she does not like the rain.
And it was snowing.
She's so cute. Catching up a bit, I thought we'd go and take a look at the tea advent calendar. I'm way behind, and I think I probably issued a disclaimer at the beginning of Vlogmas that if I get behind on advent calendars, I enjoy continuing them into January, so that's my plan. But we will open today's and as many days around it until I find a cup of tea that I like, because it's pretty fun to explore all the different worldwide areas of tea in the David's Advent calendar, but I'm sure there's some in there that I won't like. And then I'll show you a little outfit of the day. And what else? We have a yummy dinner planned, and I'll show you the plans for that. And we may or may not end up making it to Target, snow permitting, a little bit later. Alright, let us see what is, behind the door of day number 20. Can't believe we're that close to Christmas. So exciting. It's falling apart actually. There we go. Alright. I have to say I don't know that much about Croatian tea. Why are these flopping out? I feel like the little shells are not... Oh, they're kind of floppy. Okay, so one tea holds up another day. Ooh, organic calming chamomile. Well, we can try that one later, but I don't feel quite that sleepy yet. But day number 14 flopped out at the same time, and it says organic Nepal white tea. I think, as I mentioned another day, since my scarves are made in Nepal, I'm extra excited to try any of the teas from there. So why don't we do Nepal now, and we'll do chamomile later tonight or later on a different day when I want something that's a little bit more sleepy making. A quick outfit of the day before we go brew that up. My sweater is an old Rodier sweater that was donated to my pregnant forum by my mom. She used to wear this with tailored skirts, and I swear it looked really chic. Of course, you know, my bump is stretching it out majorly, but I still think it looks nice and festive, and it's really soft. I actually thought that they had gone out of business, but it looks like they actually just pulled out of North America and are still sold in France. So if you want some luxury knitwear, I'm not sure if they ship over here, but they might. And then I'm wearing my Pacific herringbone solid gold chain and my solid gold twist earrings, as with every day. And then today, I feel like I have a bit more of like a smoky-ish eye going on than usual. Here's a bit more of a close-up, but it's with the bright white snow lighting because it is actually coming down again relatively hard. I think we're starting to be heading towards a potential white Christmas or pre-Christmas by a few days. This will be the perfect thing to take up to Santa's workshop or my mess of an office and drink up while I complete a few last minute Christmas orders. I don't think they're gonna arrive before Christmas, but you guys put them through, so I'm gonna send them off as long as, you know, Gigi's not here yet. Might as well get them into the mail. And then otherwise the promise, I think, is for early January arrival or something like that. But you never know. USPS can be pretty fast, and I think they're mostly US orders, and one of them is local, so I'm especially hopeful for that one. So that is my plan for the rest of the afternoon because I finished my work otherwise. We made it to Target. I guess I just really wanted to spend that gift certificate because it's the snowpocalypse. There's actually like not that many people out right now. So Isn't it cute? Gigi's car seat is ready to go. We put it in this car because it's the best car for the snow. You can see things are accumulating a little bit. I hear that the snow is even more dramatic in Vancouver, but we might catch up. There's more coming in our future. So I've barely stepped inside and already found something I'm obsessed with. I think this would be so fun for Gigi. It looks actually really well made, but someone bashed it. I'm so mad. I didn't even see the beginning, and then look, it's all smashed here, so it should look like that. But it's otherwise so pretty. It's an advent calendar you fill yourself. I think it looks really like nicely made and just luxurious because it has all these little slide out drawers. Then it has these little doors at the bottom and they slide out as well. They're decent size. You couldn't put huge things inside it, but I think it's really nice. It's only $35. If only it wasn't broken, it would be perfect. I'm gonna look online. Big news, it's $25 on sale online. I'm literally ordering it as soon as I get home. I'm so excited. And I know it's weird to order something where like half of Vlogmas / the Advent season is over, but I think it'll be just perfect for the future. I can't think of how it could be cuter. Unless it was bigger, but then it would also be more bulky and annoying to store. So it's perfect. I can't wait. Just got home and making dinner in a hurry, but I wanted to show you what I put into pesto because pine nuts are pretty expensive and they don't always sit super well with me. So I've come up with this blend, which I think is just as good, although of course not as authentic. So it's half pistachio, generous on the pistachios. It gives it a beautiful green color. Half walnuts, and make sure the walnuts are really fresh. These ones are really good. They're the ones I've been snacking on, so that you get a creamy flavor from the walnuts, and then I think great color and flavor from the pistachios. A whole giant thing of basil from Trader Joe's, the best and cheapest place to buy it. There's olive oil at the bottom, but I'll probably add more as it blitzes. And then of course, really good Parmigiano. And then over here we have a nice coho fillet, which we are actually going to sous vide. And that sounds like a whole like nightmare process, but it actually takes just a little over half an hour, I think, for salmon. Longer for steak, of course, but it gives a really moist, delicious result, as opposed to just broiling it, which if you have a leaner cut of salmon, which this is medium lean, it's not as lean as like a sockeye, would really dry it out. So this is a really nice way to prepare anything that you want to keep just really like melt in your mouth, by cooking it slowly and then giving it a final sear at the end. And here is the end result. You can see the beautiful bright green color, and it freezes really, really well too. Although usually if my intention is to freeze it, I don't add cheese at this stage. I'll just add grated cheese in with the pasta. Ta-da! Here's the finished result. Roasted zucchini, roasted bell peppers mixed in with the pesto pasta, and of course the delicious sous vide salmon. Outfit of the evening. Just finished work and I've actually been wearing this all day, but I like how it looks at this stage of things. I think the nice little twist is a nice element that gives it a little bit of flair, and it's just really soft and stretchy and comfortable, which is exactly what I want for a good dinner. So we're going out for hibachi. It's my friend's birthday. I'm so excited to see her and her family, and yeah, just a little dressed up. I'm wearing my Aurora pearls, which is the convertible pearl line, my little twist earrings, Koya pearl bracelet, and I can't believe this dress is from Walmart. I now have it in gray and black, and I just love both. They're not maternity, and worn non-maternity, I think it would have a bit more of like a nice tulip shape to it, but even as a maternity dress, I think it looks pretty nice overall. I have some little booties that I'm gonna wear with this dress, and then a bit of a pop of color with my candy apple scarf. forget to bring this because I just feel pretty tired right now. This might be one of my last kind of evenings out before Gigi comes, but I really want to go and be there for her. We weren't sure if maybe her birthday would also end up being Gigi's birthday, but so far so good with that. She doesn't have to share. And I have a gray lavish cashmere scarf here and a topaz one, which is the second to last one that I'm excited to give her, both colors that I think she'll really like. So yeah, kitties are parading for you, and I'm heading off shortly and excited to eat some yummy steak. A little pre-Christmas bolognese tonight. My mom's sauce is simmering away, has been for a long time, and then we're trying a new pasta shape. These are so big. Look at that for scale. Probably about twice the size or 1.5 sizes of a normal fusilli pasta. So we're gonna be making that, and that will be yummy for the start of celebrations. Here's what it looks like. It's really good, by the way. If you come across it, definitely try it. It's kind of fun to eat, super chewy, and it doesn't fall apart like some of the other, you know, like the pumpkin shaped one. Look how cute baby is. Precious. Guarding my workstation. Christmas Eve breakfast with the poodle. Hello. So we have Portuguese pastries. These are little egg tarts, and this is called a boule de Berlin, which is also really popular in Belgium. It's filled with pastry cream. I just baked these up. They arrived frozen, so no effort was involved, and we'll see if they're any good. Perfect background. Good morning. I have my face on now, so I'm ready to tell you Merry Christmas. I'm wearing my most festive dress that I could think of, this bright scarlet seraphine dress, which, you know, emphasizes Gigi, I think, in a nice way. And I am ready to wrap the last of the presents. So the under the tree area is already looking pretty festive, but I have just a couple more to go. One of them I was actually finishing making pretty recently, so it was still, you know, in process. But before that, I think I need a second coffee today. I'm also gonna have one of those little custard pastries, the Portuguese egg tarts or natas. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, because earlier on they had not cooled enough, so I kind of want to taste one room temperature to see what it tastes like, because I think they're actually pretty good. Donuts were like so-so, so a boule de Berlin is one of my mom's favorite donuts, so I decided to order her some online. I would say they were just okay. But yeah, I've had my bath. I feel ready for the day and celebrations. And I want to show you, at least, you know, after failing showing you almost everything else in these advent calendars, what is actually in the Christmas Day or Christmas Eve ones, which I think is the last day for both of the calendars. It usually is. So apparently we journey to the North Pole for the David's Advent calendar one. So here's what this one looks like. Let me just make sure that there is no 25th one, so that it is indeed the end. It looks like it. And it says it is Winter Earl Grey, which sounds quite delightful. But unless I don't like the coffee, I think I probably am leaning towards having that. It's a little bit sad that there's not like a different gift in this calendar, but still overall I would say it was an excellent advent calendar that I would get again, because I felt like the quality of each tea, you can even visually see it in the tea leaves, which are just like really, like you can see it's like a whole leaf often. Just really premium quality compared to a lot of other tea advent calendars that I've tried, and you guys know I've tried many. So here is the Nespresso one, and this one I know does have a special gift for Christmas, but I don't know what it is, so let's figure it out together. Open it up, this many layered thing with so many coffees left to go. There is going to be a lot to enjoy for, probably I'll finish this one off, I would think, between Christmas and New Year. But I'm not mad about having some advent calendar leftovers. What is this? It looks like we have a little mug and a coffee. Excellent. We have a double espresso. Okay, I'm into it today. I have a lot to do. I kind of want to be like nice and awake until church this evening and dinner and celebrations. So an extra coffee above what I would normally have seems like an okay idea. And oh look, I feel like this is pretty similar to ones that I've gotten before from them, but I really like the shape of it. And I think we all know I'm probably never going to have coffee from this because I don't like matte china to drink from, but I think it's going to be perfect for little Q-tips or cotton balls on my makeup vanity, where I have a very similar one that I think is just slightly smaller from a previous collection from them. So sometimes if you order pods, you know, at the right time, they'll send you a little freebie gift. I think I've gotten this before. So overall, I would say the Pierre Hermé calendar was good, but not that exciting. And if I had to only get one between the two, I would probably get the tea one. I just feel like it's more interesting. I experienced more new things, especially Korean teas that I really enjoyed. But if you have an espresso machine, this is also not horrible value either. So I'm pretty happy with my Advent experience overall this season. Okay, so husband first. I actually haven't opened this yet, but I know exactly what it looks like. And isn't it fun when someone, here, I feel like scissors will help with this. Isn't it so fun when you are like out with someone, maybe shopping, and they see something that they really like, and then you're like, it's a perfect time to get that for Christmas for them. So this was in a store that we went to, but completely in the wrong size, and I managed to track it down online. And this brand is definitely like a favorite. I think I showed you last year I got quite a few things for him, and those ones were like more kind of practical waterproof kind of things. This is more of a cozy thing. It's a hoodie. I'll show you a little closer up. It's really like nice quality, you know, like soft on the inside, but not overly thick. And yeah, I think he's gonna really like it. So his big gift is the PlayStation 5 from Santa, which is not a surprise, so it's kind of fun to have a few things that are little surprises up my sleeve. So I'm gonna grab a big piece of paper. We're doing these really pretty metallic holly ones for, oh. Wow, it looks like my mother, I probably didn't leave enough paper. Oh well. Alright, well I guess he's gonna get extra special wrapping, and Gigi will share some of her wrapping paper with him. You guys know this is my Christmas rodent wrapping paper, very special. This is a big deal that I'm cutting into it, not for a gift for Gigi, but desperate times. We do have other wrapping paper, but I don't feel like getting up and going to look for it. So this is what we're gonna do. And this is my last gift to wrap for him. The other ones are already under the tree. So I'm just gonna roll with the punches. That's what we do when we're wrapping gifts on Christmas Eve, which is definitely the latest I have ever or would ever consider wrapping gifts. I've just been so busy with work and then so tired when I'm done with that. So here we go. They're so cute. They're all caroling and just decorating a tree. This is some of my favorite wrapping paper I think I've ever gotten. Which I feel is always the part that I kind of mess up. Partly by having like too much paper there. I should be getting a lot better at this because next Christmas will be even more magical because it'll be Gigi's first Christmas. And something tells me I'm going to have a lot more presents to wrap than I do this year. So maybe I should watch some YouTube videos from a pro or something like that. And learn some of those neat, like, folding techniques where stuff like this doesn't happen. And you don't just end up putting, you know, 5 pieces of tape on something to keep it closed. Tomorrow, when I'm like all sleepy, will not remember that it's not for Gigi. One, two, three, 4 to go. And 3 to go before I can let people wander around. Right now, everyone's been kind of like segregated so that they can't like see any of this or hear me too much. So this one is for soon-to-be grandma, and it's from a brand called Miss Pottery. Here's the card, but she has an Etsy store, so probably just better to link that down below. And I'm actually really impressed with this. I think it turned out really, really well. I ordered this a long time ago, like at the end of the summer, because it was custom thrown and then glazed for me. So you can see it has her chosen grandma nickname on it, and then 3 little hearts, one for me, one for her, and one for Gigi, the 3 generations. And I picked a color that I thought she would like. A lot of both of our kitchen stuff is kind of on the blue side, and the main thing that I asked the ceramist, I guess, or potter, I guess she's both technically, is to make the rim nice and thin, because both my mom and I really enjoy that. Christmas cups that I always enjoy drinking from have quite a thin rim as well, but on handmade pottery they definitely tend to be, I think, a little bit more chunky, so it's nice to get to sort of have a save. And now that it's done with its travels, I'm going to remove this extra piece of bubble wrap because it's not really closing up very well. Put this inside, taper up, and wrap her up, and then I think hopefully, yeah, my mom I think still has hopefully a decent amount of wrapping paper left. Right. Every year that I wrap presents with you, usually earlier in Vlogmas, I will say, we have a little heart-to-heart, so I thought we would do that this year as well. Feels extra special with being in what is probably the last few days of my pregnancy before, you know, officially becoming a mom, which is obviously, you know, a huge change. They say it's not just the baby who's born, but also the mom. So when you guys meet me again, I'll be in a whole new exciting phase of my life that I have always really, really looked forward to, and I'm just really excited. It feels a little bit unreal, but just very exciting, and I feel so incredibly lucky for everything that has happened this year, including my pregnancy. We had a beautiful wedding. It was small and intimate and joyful and exactly what I have always wished for. I feel like I'm surrounded by a whole new family and community that I never had before. And I feel like I also, you know, these past few years, and then kind of culminating in this year, have really kind of grown to appreciate the joy and just wonder in imperfection. Or by imperfection, what I mean is doing things perhaps in a slightly different order than I would have foreseen it happening, and just how incredible that can be when life takes you by surprise, and, you know, these incredible adventures. So expecting Gigi has definitely been one of those for me. Planning a wedding in just a very short amount of weeks, and seeing that all of that come together, and seeing so many people want to be there for us as well for that, kind of share in our unexpected joy, has been incredible. And I feel like when I first started my channel, I wanted all of these things, but didn't really know how they would come or when they would come. Sometimes thought they would never come, and so it's been really just amazing to see how things just kind of come together. Meeting my husband 2 years ago was definitely the first step towards that. We've had just the most wonderful time getting to know each other and making a home together here as well that you see a little bit of. So yeah, it's been neat to have you along for that. I've definitely seen so many of your kind wishes and joy for me, and it's, you know, very much appreciated. I should probably stop speaking because otherwise we end up with gifts that look like this. The mug is cute enough though that I think it makes up for it, thankfully, but this is one of my ugliest wrap presents ever. Look at the corners. It's not even funny. Anyway, we're just gonna write her name on it and move on. Yeah, I definitely spoke to that last year, I think, where, you know, I've been so happy in my career these last 2 years that I've been at the firm that I am at, doing the corporate law work that I'm doing. And it just really fulfills me in such a huge way, but it was such a scary jump to come here to Seattle knowing no one, and make a home here and build a relationship with someone as well while undergoing, you know, that career change and putting down roots here. It has been a lot, but it's amazing when you're with the right person and, you know, things are just right, you know, and yeah, here we are 2 years later, more than 2 years later, and I'm just so grateful. I have very little else to say other than that. If things aren't right, don't be afraid to take that leap, because I will always be so grateful that I did, and I'm so excited to bring my daughter into this world with that kind of optimism in my heart. So my mom this really pretty key ring, which she could also use as a handbag charm. You know, she really used to like those, and I just thought it was really cute because these are both G's since it's a Gucci key ring, and of course they're going to have the same initials. And I've had a few people online and in real life ask me if I'm going to give my daughter the same name as my mom, because her name is Jeanette, it starts with a G, spelled the French way, and the answer is no, but they will have the same initials. And it's a nice trend because my grandmother's first name also started with a G, and you know, she has passed away when I was very young, and nonetheless I have so many fond memories of her, of the amazing stories she would literally make up from scratch and tell me at bedtime. She was so creative and such an inspiration. She was trained as a nurse and an esthetician, and she was a business owner as well of a small business selling things to women like bathing suits and bras in Belgium, where my mom grew up. So I've always been really, really inspired by both her and my mom, and it's kind of neat and something I actually never thought about until I was having a baby, that both of their first names start with G. Actually turned out pretty cute. She'll know who that's from then. All right, another one down, and then very last one. So this is the one that I told you guys about earlier. Oh, and then I forgot to have my coffee, so I guess I'll do that next. I have the coffee pod right here as well. So this was in process. I wasn't sure what I wanted to make her. This is one of the Anjou pearls in the Aurora color. So it's a really pretty peach. It has a gorgeous duochrome. This really pretty chain that actually maybe I will list next year. Maybe we'll do some more chains next year. But it's 14 karat gold, and I really love how the gold duochrome in the luster of the pearl goes with the yellow gold. A toy. Does this look like a bug to you? Because when I look at this, I see a peacock. Anyway, apparently it's a bug according to the back and the front, which I apparently did not read before ordering it. Because why I wanted to get this for her is that I could not find many toys that had identified notes on them. So there are so many like music making toys for little kids. Well, actually a lot of them are for older kids, so I like that this one was 3 months plus, you know, because I wanted it to be for prior to next Christmas, you know, versus like a full-on piano or something that you need to jump around on. Anyway, so I really like that it had notes. I mi fa sol la ti do, and yeah, I don't know, I just thought it was really cute. But when I try it, okay, prepare yourself for annoyance. That doesn't sound like dough to me. See, it says it's a bug.
Let's go on a musical adventure.
Okay, the last part sounded good. I was hoping that it would just like make the sound of the note and that's it. I didn't really want it to say other things, but maybe...
I love music.
It says it has volume control for quieter play, thank goodness. All of this, you know, because if you've caught my previous vlog, you'll know that our daughter loves music. She kicks to the beat with excellent rhythm in my stomach whenever I play her Mozart, Yo-Yo Ma, anything by Yo-Yo Ma. She loves the cello, and that was her dad's suggestion. I actually really enjoy it as well. I've never listened to that much Yo-Yo Ma, have you? I feel like I always used to listen to piano music more, but the cello is so beautiful and it's so great as well as background while I'm working because it's not too distracting. A bit psychotic because I guess I'll be opening this myself tomorrow morning, so it's just fun. It's so fun to include her, so that's what we're gonna do. Last present wrapped. Time to have some more of my coffee and my pastry. This is a little egg cup actually for soft-boiled eggs. So I'm in the nursery right now and I've been meaning to film this as, you know, a proper sit-down video, but never got around to it, so I thought we would just include it as part of the Almost special this year, which is all of my very favorite things that, other than just pure luck and Gigi's cooperation, have made this a very easy pregnancy. So these are all the things I could think of to show you. They're not clothing related at all. I feel like I've mentioned all the things that I want to mention with that. Favorite brands like Seraphine, things like that. You've already seen throughout my vlogs. So this is everything other than that. So the first one, you know, I've been working actually a ton, just finished 2 deals, and this little table was a big part of it because I was able to sit in any chair, any sofa that I wanted to, reclined or not. You know, sitting straight up is supposed to be better, but something squishy to sit on has definitely been my friend these last few weeks especially. But I've been using this throughout and I love how adjustable it is. So it's for a laptop, but it has room for a tablet or phone back here as well, and a little lip that keeps your laptop from sliding down onto your belly, and you can adjust the angle as well, so it's really adjustable, which is exactly what I wanted, and it did the trick for my entire pregnancy so that I was really comfortable working and just kind of taking rest breaks in between to walk around, but otherwise kind of having this cozy spot to work with that just, you know, on either side, and I could adjust the height a little bit as my belly grew bigger as well. So it really worked out well for me. I think it might not be for everyone, but I thought I would still mention it for those of you who might be working from home on a laptop for at least part of your pregnancy. The next one is, you know, the most important one that I wanted to mention at some point, because I know prior to getting pregnant, the idea of getting a lot of stretch marks all at once can be really scary for women. It wasn't a huge thing for me actually, but I did have really dry skin and very sensitive skin on my belly, and this was incredible. And somehow serendipitously, through using it every day, after every shower, after every bath, I don't have any stretch marks. And I'm not saying that to brag, it's just a fact. I don't have any stretch marks on my stomach or on my breasts either. And you know, my belly has done a lot of growing. I've gained a lot of weight, and I've grown about a cup size as well, even just so far. And what I love about this is that it's all natural ingredients and it's the perfect amount of greasiness. What I mean by that is that when you use it, you feel like it does restore some of that elasticity to your skin. I've definitely had moments throughout my pregnancy, I think, where Gigi has had little growth spurts where the skin on my stomach feels really tight and actually kind of itchy. It's a strange kind of feeling, and this oil completely addresses that. This is not sponsored. You know, I don't have any relationship with Weleda, and they're really old, pretty well respected European brand. It's made in Germany, really nice ingredients. I think the two main oils in it are almond oil and jojoba oil. And jojoba oil I've read about before as being one of those oils that really mimics the natural oils in your skin very well. So some of those that you may be losing, you know, being pregnant in the winter as well. I feel like my skin has been extra dry. You know, that bumpiness on the back of my arms that I do kind of tend to get has been worse, and this really helps with that as well. So I really love this. I actually see myself using this forever, which seems kind of strange for a stretch mark oil for pregnant women. But I just really love using it because it doesn't make my clothes greasy. It sinks in really, really well. But by the end of the day, if I used it in the morning, I can still feel the moisturizing effects from it. So it's the best moisturizing oil I have ever used. That said, you know, if you are somehow watching this and not in the baby making way, there are a lot of other, I was gonna say flavors, scents that are not geared towards pregnancy, slightly different blends of oils. I know there's a birch one, a pomegranate one, a rose one, and I actually ordered for myself a little kit with samples of all of those to use after I finished my pregnancy, to figure out if I prefer one of those over this one, which is not super heavily scented, whereas the others have more of, if you like a perfume to them. I'm trying to think of the other ones that are in there, but they're all really like natural, nice smells. I think there's a lavender as well. The nice thing about it too is I feel really comfortable like raving about this in this video because it's so inexpensive compared to so many of the body oils that are sold, you know, at Sephora or at Ulta or online. There's so many brands that are heavily marketing towards pregnant women on Instagram that, you know, guarantee no stretch marks. I can't guarantee that. I can only tell you the result for me, which is somehow no stretch marks. But there's a lot of balms out there as well, different products that retail for like up to $100. And I think one of the tricks is to, you know, apply frequently and generously, and you're not going to do that if something's $100 a jar. And you know, I love my luxury products as much as anyone else, but something to slather your entire body with, I think it's better if it's more inexpensive. So I'll be repurchasing some version of this from that brand forever, and I really wanted to highly rate it to you. Most important product, I think I have to mention, not just because of, you know, the result that I've gotten out of it, but also because of how it makes me feel. You know, it's part of my bath time ritual. It's the end step of that. It always makes me feel really pampered and ready for the day. Another part of that, of course, prior to that, the other part of the bath time ritual is what I put in the bath. So I do a combination of something from Dr. Teal's, sometimes the lavender if I'm using it at night, or during the day I really like this eucalyptus and spearmint. Most midwives highly rate Epsom salts for helping with swelling and for a great way to absorb magnesium through your skin as well. And you know, to make it more fun and more indulgent, I did get this bubble bath as well, and I always do a little squeeze of it so that you have that kind of pampering bath experience. And this one smells like lavender, so I really like that as well. Last bath thing I'll mention is this little quacky duck, this little rubber duck. I love a good rubber duck, but they are usually pretty unstable and they'll flop around. This one actually stays flat on the water, but that is not its main purpose. Its main purpose is to achieve the right temperature in the bath. I don't know why it says it's 6 p.m. It's like scaring me. It's not 6 p.m. right now. It's the middle of the afternoon. But the main thing is that it judges the temperature of the bath correctly. A lot of these are, you know, pretty cheap. This one's not very expensive either, but I had a crab version that actually was giving me the wrong temperature. And it started off right and then started getting it wrong, which is really not great. Because, you know, you can't take super hot baths when you're pregnant. It's not advised. So I've been trying to keep an eye on that because I know I have a sort of penchant for a really hot bath previous to pregnancy, so I always have this little guy in the water, so I know my maximum that I can go to. And he's really good, he's really accurate, and he's still working about 3 months in from getting him after the crab failing just after a few weeks. So I will link him down below because he's really useful. For our Organics face oil, I'm still using my Shiseido face cream. It's not, you know, like sort of all natural kind of product, but it just really works well for my face, and so I continue to use it, and I combined it with this Noni Glow for a little extra hit of moisture on top to trap the hyaluronic acid kind of pumping benefits of my Shiseido Beneficence. This conditioner has been incredible. You guys know I have dyed my hair several times during pregnancy to get it back to brunette, from the blonde that it was previous to being pregnant and then knowing that I was pregnant. And I'm really happy with my decision. So, you know, it's maybe not ideal to be doing that, but it worked for me. I found a dye that lasts really, really well, and that matches my hair to the extent that I can even do it without dyeing my roots. So I kind of usually start from around here whenever I dye my hair. I'll link the two colors that I've used below. One is more of like, it has a bit more of an auburn kind of tinge to it. That's the one I used for my wedding. As time goes on and it fades, it does leave a bit more of a red pigment behind, which is actually nice to build back up when you have bleached your hair to get it back to a nice shiny brown. But I also have used another more kind of neutral brown as well to get a bit less of that red tone in and match the ends more closely to the roots, which I think, without patting myself on the back too much, I've done pretty successfully. My husband does the back, I do the rest of it, and I do it about every month and a half so far. And I think over time I'll be able to do it less than that because I don't have that many grays yet, although I do have a few. And there are a few things I'd like to try other than that, but that's kind of what I've been doing. And of course, what I'm getting to is that even though I'm really happy with all of that, my hair is pretty fried from, you know, bleaching it underneath. And I've gotten 2 trims since then, so it's doing pretty well, but it's still very, very dry. And this Fable in Maine hair mask, oh, it smells so good. I'm gonna sniff it for you. It smells like mango and butter and pastries. It's really delightful, and you don't need a lot of it. It's very, very rich. I definitely would not put this on my roots, but on the ends, on drier hair, it does not weigh your hair down, it does not make it greasy. It really brings it back to life, to get rid of like that dry kind of papery feeling that especially really highly processed hair can have. So really pleased with that. And I think, you know, I wanted to keep it short and simple actually for this little part because I don't want to talk about too much stuff, because you don't really need stuff to be pregnant or, you know, be comfortable. I think, you know, there's really only that much usefulness to most things. But the last thing I'll mention is a book, which I think is really well written. And I do follow her on social media. Her name is Rachel Reed. She's a midwife, and she really makes some interesting point about maternity care, and has an incredibly well-researched history of giving birth and the care around giving birth in this book intertwined, and she calls it a sort of weave herself, with really interesting facts about trying to have a birth with less interventions, which is what I'm aiming for personally. I'm not saying this to judge anyone, just to sort of recommend this book if that's something that you are interested in, because I think it's written very lovingly, very gently, and in a very intelligent way. So I thought I would mention that quickly. And a lot of people haven't heard of this book, so I thought that it would be nice to mention it. So that is the book that I think has been the most interesting to me, but of course I've read all the other basic happiest baby ones and the one about breastfeeding that everyone reads. And then I just decided to start reading fiction again because I'm at the point where it truly is any day now. I kind of think it's going to be really soon. Not to leave you on like a little bit of a tender hook or a cliffhanger in this video, but we'll see when she decides to make her grand entrance. But we're basically there. We have a fully baked, fully ready baby, so it's all about her now and when she decides that it's time. So kind of fun to be in this room. Oh, I know one of you mentioned that I might want to move this chair into our room. So I do want to issue like kind of a cautionary point because it's such a wonderful chair. I do love it. I'm very comfortable right now. I don't really want to get up. But this chair is the most most insane piece of furniture to move anywhere. I don't think I think that it's just gonna stay in this room forever. Like, even if we use this room for something different in the future, like it becomes an office, it's still gonna be here because it's so heavy and it's so bulky. And when we moved into this house, serendipitously actually, this driver who was so frazzled, he almost dropped it off like in the middle of the street. Like, it was like just on the sidewalk. It was so weird, and he was so stressed out, and our really kind, nice movers were like, oh, do you want that brought inside? It was this giant box. I mean, it was twice the size of the chair, bigger than any human. It took 4 of them to move it up the stairs. They were struggling so hard, and then even getting it out of the box and into this corner was insane. Like, they struggled more with moving this chair than with any other piece of like heavy solid wood antique furniture in this house. So if you don't want to struggle with that, don't get this chair. I'm really happy with it though, so I highly rate it. But if we were gonna move it from room to room and maybe have it in our room for a little while, this would not be it. So this will be here for now, but I like the idea of having a chair in our room, so that's something I will think about. We have a chair in there now, but I don't think it would be really all that great for breastfeeding. It's a little bit stiff. But we have many other chairs in the house, so it's gonna be interesting. The next few weeks, I think, you know, I'll sort of be finding my way with that sort of thing, but I'm okay with it just sort of, you know, happening how it happens. And as a first-time parent and an only child with like no other babies that I've grown up around. My cousin actually just had a baby like a month ago. She's a similar age to me. But other than that, you know, and I've never met him yet because he lives in Belgium. I don't know that much, so I have a lot to learn, but I'm kind of here for it, and I'm not scared of it like I thought I would be. I'm just really excited. So after the New York Times chocolate chip cookie kind of disappointment, I'm trying a new recipe from Ambitious Kitchen, which has brown butter. It's otherwise very classic, nothing fancy. It also has a tablespoon of Greek yogurt, which I thought was kind of interesting. But I'm gonna put this together. Almost ready. And still enjoying my KitchenAid. Definitely gets me to bake more, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it makes the baking experience more fun for sure. All right, here are the results, and I think you can see from looking at the balls how smooth and silky the dough is. I'm really impressed with it. My husband tried a little bit of the dough and said it was really good, so I have a good feeling about these, and they need to chill in the fridge as suggested, you know, instead of just leaving it in the bowl. As dough balls for about 30 minutes before you bake them. I'm going to give them more than that, and we'll probably eat them much later tonight. But I'm excited. I think this might be a winning recipe. And for Christmas dinner, we're having my mom's beautiful, angry-looking prime rib. And then I made the mushroom sauce, so it has morel mushrooms and a little bit of white truffle in it, and it's super creamy and should be delicious. Alright, so I think now might be the time to say Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for watching this year's Elmas. It has been an interesting but very exciting and special time in my life, so I was really pleased to get to share some of it with you. Cute sleepy baby and a cute sleepy kitty here. I wish you Merry Christmas and a good night. Bye. Coming to check her out? Make sure we're doing a good job? Yeah. Hello again. The same outfit. I thought that'd be kind of fun, but she's wearing her Welcome to the World little, we call it her little chef's uniform because it looks a little bit like that at the closures. So I was hoping you'd get a good glimpse of her eyes because they're so beautiful. She has her father's eyes right now, which are hazily green, but we're quickly drifting off into sleepy time, which might be a good thing and not that surprising given that I just fed her. So a little bit about Gigi. She was born on December 26th. She came fast and furious after the end of Vlogmas, and when I filmed the clip that you just saw, I actually had some early indications of labor, but then just completely nothing for Christmas Day, and then on Boxing Day or December 26th, depending on whether you're from the Commonwealth or not. She was born at 8:27 p.m. She was 6 pounds 5 ounces at birth. So she's a petite little thing, and even her newborn outfits are still a little bit big with often rolled up sleeves. So it's going to be a little while until we venture into our more substantial 0 to 3 month wardrobe. But my mom got her this little onesie. And the funny thing is, I thought I was so organized with my overnight bag, and I packed it in this little rolled up way inside a little coat for her that she didn't end up needing. And then I couldn't find it. So I'm enjoying it now. It was supposed to be her coming home outfit, but she's gotten actually quite a bit of wear out of it as a newborn, even 3 weeks in. So she's now 3 weeks old at the time of filming. I'm just catching up now and getting a moment to edit all the footage from Vlogmas and catch up with you in this short clip before I go off on my maternity leave. So I won't be posting much content for about 3 months, and I'm giving myself the same grace from my full-time law career as well, and just really wanting to dedicate that time and spend it with her. So I'll be back in the spring. And she will be quite a bit bigger by then, so I might share a few photos as I go along. Definitely follow me on Instagram if you'd like to see those. I've taken a lot of photos of her over the last few weeks, but haven't shared very many, and that might be sort of typical for what you see as well, where the content is more about my journey as a mother than it is about her. But I did want to introduce you all, specifically also as a means of expressing thanks for all of your wonderful and kind wishes throughout Vlogmas and more, and for so many of you who are so excited for the start of motherhood for me. It's been wonderful so far. We just adore her so much, and my mom is actually still here right now and has been so wonderful to have here, and I'm so glad she was able to be here for the birth as well. And stay with us, and she is going to be heading home shortly. So this is kind of, it feels like the end of the festive season in a way, although that is not a promise to take down the Christmas decorations, because I've told everyone I know that this year they may be up until Easter, given that we have a new little baby on our hands here. A few more little things about Gigi that you might be curious about in terms of her likes and dislikes, because every baby is different, and oh, I'm just finding that out so much with her as well. She has, you know, very specific little likes and dislikes, and it's been really fun to get to know those. Some things that carried over from the womb would be her love of Mozart music and also of moving cars. She loves a car, feels really content in it and sleepy, and I always kind of noticed that while I was pregnant as well. And then kind of positive and negative, she also carried over her hiccups from being in the womb, and sometimes she doesn't mind those, but sometimes finds them quite upsetting as well. But it's been cute for me to sort of have that recognition of her hiccup times, because she always used to hiccup a lot when I ate or after I ate while she was in my womb, and now that she's born, she pretty much always hiccups right after she eats as well. So that's kind of been fun too. Her hair is starting to really come in at the back. If I sort of swivel and show you, you may not be able to see that well because the lighting is just not great. I wanted to get, you know, to do this with natural light, but it takes, I find, almost an entire day to sort of get everything where it's supposed to be and get into a groove, and, you know, really have kind of one task or accomplishment per day. So this is one of mine for today that I've been aiming for a while. But you can see her little tufts of dark hair. She's so sweet, and she has little tiny eyebrows that are just starting to come in as well. And she was born with a tiny little tuft of very fine hair as eyebrows, and those are just starting to darken a little bit. So yeah, I think she's so sweet. We all just absolutely adore her, and I'm excited to be able to introduce you today. So this is Gigi, and I'm so glad to be able to introduce her to my online family. Yeah, we're having a good little snooze, which is perfect. Yeah. Oh, and Sammy is here to say hello as well, which is kind of fun. The cats have been kind of keeping their distance, but I think that's kind of a good thing, checking her out a little bit. One sniff or two, and Lady is just over the moon, but incredibly gentle. She loves children though, so we knew that that would go really well. But the cats are really sweet as well. They're also very kind of gently looking at her from afar, and Sammy actually is the one who has come the closest, which may surprise you, and has kind of come to hang out to gather a few pets, which, you know, I'm not surprised that she misses given how busy we've been with Gigi. And she's sort of, you know, comfortable sitting a little bit closer, and Bibi is more comfortable from a further distance. But both have been very good, and it's been very peaceful here for the most part. And, you know, the nights are her favorite time and most active time, but I can't say that I'm that surprised about that because both myself and my husband are more night owls, so she matches us in that respect, and we can't complain too much about that as a result. So yeah, all right, cute little face. I look forward to reading all of your comments, and I hope that you had a wonderful festive season. Merry Christmas again. I'm holding the very best Christmas present that I ever could wish for, so I'm feeling very grateful for that and for all the love that surrounds it. So happy holidays, and I will see you in my next installment on style. Yeah, I'm gonna say bye. You're super long sleeve.